Hi, my name is Eric,
And I'm Steven.
and we're here with the Logical Option, and we want to show you an experience of taking a trade from the Options Domination platform, and we're going to show you a trade that we took earlier this week. So, when a trade comes in, you're going to hear this beeping noise. And this lets you know that you need to navigate over to the OD page, to the signal table, and shortly after the beeping starts, you'll have this little pop-up box that will tell you that a signal is available, and you just want to click OK so that you can see what the signal is.
Alright, so there's a few things we'll want to check for before we actually take the trade on our broker account. The first would be the asset. In this case, it's the gold versus the US dollar. The second thing we'll want to check for is the direction of the option, which in this case it's a put, or we're expecting the ratio of gold to the US dollar to go down. The next thing we want to check is the strike price. There's two prices here, but for right now we're just going to check the first one. Then after that we want to verify the time is correct. This table, the time is in GMT, so you'll need to know what your time relative to GMT is. The next thing you'll want to check is the expiry time. In this case it's end of hour, so that will be 1800 GMT. So once we get all that, we can go over to our broker account, and here we'll find the gold, and then we'll select the correct expiry time. As you'll notice on this broker account, the time is a little off, so you'll have to know what the time on your broker versus the time on the table is. So in this case it's 21, which is the end of the next coming hour, and I selected the put, and then I'll select the dollar amount I want to place on this trade, which was $50. And then the next thing is you want to verify the price that is on your broker account. In the case of a put, you want to make sure that the price is either at or above, because we want it to go down. And in this case it is above, so I can take the trade.
And this is pretty easy. This is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. Anybody can learn it. It's not complicated. The complicated part is having an understanding of the market and what the market is going to do. But with options domination, that is already taken care of for you, and so once you get the signal, all you have to do is follow it like we're describing here. Alright, let's fast forward an hour and see if this trade wins.
Alright, so the trade is expiring now, and as you can see, this was a successful trade in which we made $36.50.
And the cool thing here is that this is only one trade. So let's hop over to our site and see what kind of long-term gains we can forecast. So go to thelogicaloption.com, and then you're going to navigate. First, let's look at the trading page. And on this page, we have compiled some statistics for different signal providers. And this is important when you want to forecast what your long-term return is going to be. So for right here, we have, for overall options domination, a 62% win rate. And we recommend that you keep track of all your own statistics, your trading history. But to help you get started, we've compiled all of our history here. Alright, now taking this 62%, let's hop over to the toolbox section, the toolbox page on the Logical Options site. And we'll go to the simulator tool, and we'll plug in our inputs and look at what our forecast is going to tell us. As you can see over here on the simulator tool, the inputs I'm using are based on the win rate that we have recorded historically. And if you have any questions or for more details, please review the training video that we have on the simulator tool. Alright, so the win rate is 62%. Our initial investment we've put in here for $500. This is assuming 4 trades per day that you're actually able to take with the Options Domination platform. Some days will be more. I doubt any days will be less, but you never know how many you're actually going to be able to take. We're looking out for 6 months in the future. And if you'll notice what our balance was at the time and what we put in for our stake amount in the example trade that we took. this would be about 4.4% stake per trade. And we're going to look at what the resulting risk is associated with that, as well as the forecasted return. So let's check out the results. So we're going to use the 73% payout that we witnessed to create this forecast. However, it can be as high as 85% and often is, depending on your broker. So 73% is a very conservative estimate for what your payout's going to be. Let's use that so that we can err on the safe side when we make our forecast. So using that, we see that our risk of ruin is at 0%. The risk of losing some money is a little higher than that. We're a little over 5%. But this is just the risk that after 6 months you will have a little bit less money than what you started with. Now, the probability of a positive return, however, is nearly 95%. The median of which in this distribution is over $1,700. So, with an initial investment of $500, you can easily calculate the return that you have over 6 months. This return would result in over 1,000% annual growth. So, with the discussed 62% win rate and averaging 73% payout, 4 trades per day, and about 6 months of running this and following this procedure. With an initial investment of $500 and 4.4% stake per trade, you're looking at the forecast of $1,750. Now what I'd like to do is compare that to something else, some other type of investment opportunity. For example, an index fund. Let's say you put your money in an index fund, the same initial balance of $500, and you wanted to see how that would grow over time. Now, following the binary options trading method that we have shown, you're looking at about 1,225% annual growth, which corresponds to the $1,750 after 6 months. Comparatively, an index fund approximately generates 10% annual growth. So that would be, after 6 months, approximately $524. And you can see the dramatic difference here. Now this is going to require some management from you. This is going to require a little bit more attention. But the risk is measurable and the return is well worth it.
Thanks, Eric, and I think it's important to let everyone know that we are here to help. Using all of the tools in our toolbox, we can give you accurate forecasts. We can also help optimize your trade percentage so you can maximize your profits while keeping in mind your personal risk tolerance. In addition to all of our forecasting tools, we'll also be giving recommendation on any signal providers we believe to be profitable, as well as any automation software that we have found to be useful. Finally, we can give you any additional support along the way. You'll have full access to all of our recorded trade history, our extensive FAQ list, and you can at any time contact us with any additional questions.
And before we let you guys go, I just want to run through real quick the list of signal providers and automation software that we recommend so far, and if we add anything to this, we'll be sure to let you know. First of all is Options Domination. They have a signal table and live trading sessions. I would also recommend looking into Signal Push. They host multiple signal providers, but they also automate those signals through a couple different brokers. And finally, John Anthony signals we've found to be quite successful when automated through Signal Push. They're difficult to take manually, but if you use the Signal Push bot to automate it, we've found this to be very, very helpful. Now, obviously, in this video, we focused on how to take a trade with following the Options Domination platform, and we're going to be soon cutting some new videos on how to get set up with John Anthony through Signal Push and just orienting our users with Signal Push as well. So please stay tuned for that coming content. That being said, I hope that this video was helpful, and if you hop over here to thelogicaloption.com, you can sign up through one of these links, get access to all our advice and tools for free, and we'd love to help you walk through all this and get you started so you can watch some really good returns come in on your money.